Hello. Welcome. Now, take a look at this. I don't know how well this is coming across on camera, but my hands are so dry, so crusty looking right now. Now, why this is happening is because I have dry hands and I always wash my hands, and sometimes I don't have the on cream right there to just apply to my hands. So what I have to do on a regular, I have to take care of my hands by treating them for them to look good, to look fresh, to look young, to actually match my face and not look old and rough looking. So what I'm gonna do for you today, I'm gonna show you how I take care of my hands at home for them to look soft, supple, light, and wrinkle free. So follow me to the kitchen and I'll show you how to whip this up. I will also show you how to use this on your hands for best results.
Our first ingredient is fresh milk. Now, if you do not have milk, you can also use some milk powder. Just mix it out in some water. Or if you're vegan, go ahead and use some almond milk or some soy milk. Now, we're using milk because milk contains lactic acid. Milk will help to brighten the skin. It will help to hydrate the skin, and it will also help to get rid of the wrinkles on your hands. Our next ingredient is turmeric powder, and I'm using turmeric for its brightening properties. Turmeric will help to clear the skin of spots and blemishes, and it will also get rid of dull looking skin. Now let's move on to our next ingredient, which is some gram flour. I'm using the gram flour because it helps to tighten the skin, it helps to firm the skin, it helps to get rid of wrinkles on the skin, and also the gram flour when mixed with milk will help to clear the skin of spots and blemishes. Now we're going to move on to the next ingredient, which is some gelatin. Now gelatin is what we're using for is gel-like effect. When we apply the gelatin to the skin, it's going to help to lock that moisture in the skin, and that is exactly why we're using it. If you do not have gelatin or you are vegan, go ahead and use some agar. You're going to get the same result. Next ingredient is some baking soda, and we're using the baking soda because of its exfoliating properties. It's going to help to clear the skin of dead skin cells, get rid of the rough, dry looking skin, and just leave your skin looking soft and supple. So now that we have all the ingredients out of the way, let's move on. And now we are going to mix all the ingredients together. But take a look at how I'm mixing this. I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of the gram flour. For this recipe, if you want to make more, double up on the ingredient. However, I suggest you make just the amount that you're going to use. I'm also going to be using 1 teaspoon of the baking soda. Remember, baking soda, not baking powder. Next, I'm reaching for the turmeric powder, and we really do not need a lot of the turmeric powder. So I'm using only a half of a teaspoon. If you have fresh turmeric, you can choose to juice the turmeric and use a tablespoon. Now moving on to the next ingredient. So the next ingredient is the gelatin, and I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of the gelatin. If you are vegan, go ahead and use the agar powder. It's going to do the same as the gelatin. So after the gelatin, I'm going to mix all the dry ingredient together. If you have already subscribed to the channel and you feel like you want to be more active on this channel, to be more a part of the channel, then you can become a member. Look below, there's a join button. Click on it and choose your. And now I'm going to reach for our liquid, which is milk. If you're vegan, substitute the milk with some almond milk or some soy milk. I'm going to be using about 3 to 4 tablespoons of the milk. Use the same regardless of what milk you are using. And now we are going to mix, and we're going to mix well. Now remember we spoke about using the gelatin as a coating. Now this is what we are going to be doing next. We need this mixture to thicken, and in order for it to get thick we are going to place it over some hot water. If you have a steamer, you can go ahead and place it in a steamer. A quick and easy way to do this is to pour hot water, boiling hot water, in a bowl. Then you place your little bowl with your solution in it, and then you are going to give it a stir. Be mindful if the glass jar is too hot. So keep stirring and take a look at what is happening here. You can see how thick this is getting. Now once this is done, you are going to remove it from the hot water. And what we're going to do with this, we are going to give it another stir and take a look. You can see it's really thick, and now we're going to set it aside to cool, and once it is cool it's going to get even more thicker, and that is exactly how we want this to do. Now for this remedy you do not need to make a lot, since we are not going to be storing this. We're going to use all of this at once because we have the gelatin and we also have the gram powder in this, and this is going to be way too thick if you put it in the refrigerator. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to put it away to cool, and once it is cooled, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be very, very thick, and guess what guys, you need to use this up right away, because the longer you keep it is the thicker it's going to get. So you're going to make sure to wash your hands, and then you are going to apply it to your hands. You are going to apply it all over your hands, and I'm demonstrating here for you to see. Now you're going to do both hands with this. Personally, I like to use this on both the back of my hands and also in the palm of my hand. So completely cover your hands with this. When you are done covering your hands, you have a choice. So you can choose to leave it on your hands like that for 30 minutes, or you can choose to get a pair of gloves, stick it in the gloves, and wear it around the house for at least 30 minutes. For me personally, I like to wear the gloves with it because I tend to wear it much longer. Now take a look at this after 30 minutes. This is what it's going to look like. Now to remove this from your hands, just look at what I'm doing. You simply take your other hands and you just roll it, and it's just going to be rolling off like this. Pretty easy to come off. Just keep rolling, and while we are rolling, just take a look at my hands right there. This is looking amazing. They actually have a wax version to this guys, but I find that the gelatin just work just as well as the wax. So peel it off like I'm showing right here, and look at my hands. It is looking soft, and this is exactly how we want it to be. Now once you peel it off, you are gonna rinse off, preferably with some cold water, and after you rinse off, you're gonna pat dry and apply your favorite and cream. Massage the cream on your hands guys, and keep massaging your hands for about a minute or two. For this remedy, I'd like to do this once per week. If it's up to you and you want to do it twice per week, that's okay. To maintain your hands, you're going to make sure every night to fully moisturize your hands before you go to sleep. And guess what guys, this is what I like to use, and it has been amazing. So give it a go, give it a try, and come back and share your comments.
So there you have it, an amazing recipe for your hands. Use it as often as you wish, and you're on your way to beautiful looking hands. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.